The need to administer parenteral treatment increases the number of manipulations of the infusion lines in place. The risks associated with infusion handling are the risk of gas embolisms, the risk of infection, the risk of exposure to blood, the risk of catheter occlusion, but above all, the risk of anarchic administration of molecules with a narrow therapeutic index requiring precise administration. Perfusion valves allow one or more of these risks to be overcome. There are two main families of infusion valves: one-way valves and bidirectional valves. One-way non-return valves allow the passage of a solution in a single direction towards the patient. They are mounted on gravity infusion lines that require securing. The one-way siphon valve is also a non-return valve, but it allows the passage of solution if and only if a certain pressure is applied to the infusion line upstream of the valve. Mandatory for PCA infusion, this valve is integrated into the PCA tubing on the pump side. The one-way anti-siphon valve is also recommended on syringe pump extensions and infusion pump tubing. The ideal setup is to install a non-return valve on the gravity line and a non-siphon valve on the syringe pump or pump line. Non-return valve, gravity infusion line. Anti-siphon valve, pump or syringe pump infusion line. A bidirectional valve allows needle-free injection or withdrawal from a short catheter, three-way valve, or infusion line. A bidirectional valve should not be considered a non-return valve. The use of a bidirectional valve in a closed system reduces the risk of gas embolism, the risk of AEB, and the risk of infection, provided that the instructions for disinfecting the valve septum with an antiseptic are correctly followed, and the valve and device assembly is correctly screwed together. The criteria for choosing a bidirectional valve are the transparency of the valve, the simplicity of the mechanism, and the suitability of the valve's pressure resistance for its purpose, and the use of neutral or positive flush valves. Injection should preferably be done with a Luer lock syringe to avoid leakage. After administration or collection, a bidirectional valve should always be flushed.